Welcome to Dirty Laundry City with Isabella and Silvana.
An unironically relatable female millennial podcast where we talk about health, relationships, and being in our 30s.
Airing out your laundry has never been so dirty.
Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Dirty Laundry City for more. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to Dirty Laundry City. I'm Silvana.
I'm Isabella.
Let's get into it.
So we're going to start off, as we always do, with our lights, darks, and delicates. Yes. So one of my delicates for the time being is that I am actively learning Italian again. So I took lessons. Ciao. I took lessons, and I also took it in high school, but I bought a workbook.
You're actually quite good.
I mean, I don't know. Sure.
Well, over COVID, you had a woman.
It was pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah.
You were working with a woman who was Italian, like an older woman.
Yes.
Your best friend.
She's my bestie. She comes to our house
How
on
old
Christmas.
Is she?
She's like 80 something. Yeah.
But she's Italian, and
but she's from northern Italy.
Yeah,
and we did lessons together, her and I, for 2 years.
For a while when you were living at home.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm just getting back on that Italian game. I really need someone to practice with, though. I think that would be helpful.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows anyone, hit me up.
And I mean, you like pretty exclusively date Italian men in the city.
That's not even true at all. No.
A lot of Italian men. But they don't really speak Italian, right? They're like Americanized
I've
Italian.
gone on a couple dates with
That's what I'm saying.
Straight from Italy.
Off the boat. Just came straight
off the boat as soon as they arrived.
Okay, so you're doing Duolingo.
How
is it? I tried it once and I lost interest after a while.
Really? You have to definitely stick with it.
Like every day.
Yeah, every day.
And are you learning phrases that are like, take the cat to the horse on the farm? Or are you learning useful phrases?
Yeah, useful phrase. I mean, it's a lot of like adjectives and then the like specific nouns. Like each lesson is specific to like a short sentence or whatever.
Okay.
Like,
do they do like conjugation and all that?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll get back into it.
It takes you from step by step. It doesn't just throw you into like formalities or, stuff like that.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to follow.
Okay. All right, cool. A bilingual queen.
Bilingual queen, yes. Going back to my true roots.
Yeah. What
are your delicates?
My delicate is, moving. Moving is just a nightmare.
It's a bitch.
It's such a bitch. So I've been in this place for 4-ish years, which is kind of crazy. I moved in pre-COVID. I moved in by myself. So I'd always wanted to live. I have like a little bit of a complicated moving history. Ever since I moved to this area, I moved every year for probably like 4 years. I moved. I'm like, I can't stay put for a while. So the fact that I've been here for 4 years is wild. But I was living with my now boyfriend. We broke up. That was the time that we had a break, and I moved in by myself. And I'd always wanted to live alone. Always, always, always. Mm-hmm. So that was like a goal for me. So I moved into this current place, as you know. And then we got back together and he moved in. And now it's just like we've outgrown it. Mm-hmm. I'm ready to get
for a change.
Out of here. I need a change. And the fact that I haven't done a change in 4 years is crazy. So it's a delicate because unless you like have this, I feel like, plan for your life of, okay, I want a house and I want to get married and have kids or like whatever. Maybe you don't have kids or maybe you just want a house and know exactly where you want to be. If you don't have that, it's so like confusing. Like I truly just don't know. Mm-hmm. So it's something that I'm actively trying to just like plan. Like, what do I really want from another place, or like outside of just having 2 bedrooms, which is what we need, like a true 2-bedroom. Like, what's the area I really want? Where can I see myself? Can I own here? Mm-hmm. Do I have enough money to own here?
I think like moving in New York in New Jersey area is one of the hardest things ever, because applying for apartment is like applying for adoption, and it's
and you have to make
not
like 50
easy, and you have to make 40 times the rent, and like it's not just like moving anywhere else in the United States.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ballgame,
and it's like last minute.
Yes,
like I feel like anywhere else you can like get it 2 months in advance in New York in this area.
This is like as soon as you see it, you have to make an offer or like sign. And a lot of times there's already like an application on the apartment or whatever.
Yeah.
So it is a very vigorous process. And also you're
stressful.
not going to be able to get everything that you want.
Never.
So you have to like really prioritize. Like, do I want laundry in unit or in the building or, you know, whatever else you want or need.
I know. But then like knowing what that is also kind of hard. Like my priority for sure is 2-bedroom. Like we need the true 2-bed. My like boyfriend's son has to stay with us. Like my parents come and stay a lot because they're based in Florida. So like I know that. But like these places are like
so expensive.
$5,000.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
insane.
to anyone else in like the country outside of like the main, they are like, what?
Yeah.
That's like an insane amount of I mean, it is an insane amount of money. Especially then it's like, okay, I would like to own, but have you ever seen anything under
$1 million? No.
Yeah. So that's definitely a delicate. I'm trying to figure that out. Hopefully wherever we move has just an amazing podcast studio.
We need room for our studio, and my studio apartment is just not conducive.
Yeah, her box.
So yeah.
TBD on that.
Yeah. Okay, so then we'll move into our lights. So something that's kind of been like something positive that I like look forward to. I'm going to like a couple concerts coming up, but I feel like music right now for me, like all the girly pop albums, I'm loving it. Brat Summer, like give me more. It just feels, something about it feels nostalgic and like reminiscent of being young.
Probably because they're all like 22
they're all like
years
young,
old.
but Charlie XCX is alright.
Yeah, that's true.
And Taylor Swift and Casey Musgraves. And for me, I love listening to an album start to finish and then listening to it again and again and learning every single word, because that reminds me of like getting a brand new CD and like putting it in your CD player.
My God.
And then
It's
just like over and over again, like until it's like ingrained in your
and
memory.
then you like hate it and you move on.
Then I'm like, okay, like,
did you have like the like album, like the, what is it called, where you
like a CD book?
Book, yeah. You had that? Okay. Oh yeah, my drive to high school is like I take my CD book out and I would listen to it, although mine probably looked a lot different than yours. Mine is like I lived in the South, okay, so no judgment. It was like Lil Wayne and Gucci.
Yeah, no, mine was not looking like that ever.
Yours was like all girls, and mine was like all men talking about drugs and having sex with women.
Yeah, no, mine was not like that. Especially like growing up, like it was like a lot of pop and S Club 7 and 18s and Britney and like all of that.
Yeah. What albums do you have, or sorry, what concerts do you have coming up?
I'm going to Casey Musgraves in November, and then also, I guess not really related to pop music, but Bruce Springsteen has been on tour for a few years, and I've seen him the most out of anyone I've seen in concert, so I'll probably be seeing him next summer again in Europe, hopefully.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah,
mine's definitely the same.
Yeah,
Sabrina Carpenter,
she's giving us life.
Yeah, she really is. She's like iconic right now.
She is an icon.
And she's like, you look at her and she's like what we were saying before, like she's kind of like an Ariana Grande, where you're like, is she 18 years old? Like she kind of has like a little girl look to her, but then she's also really sexy. Yeah. And her lyrics are like, oh,
they're
girl.
Pretty promiscuous.
Yeah, like who are you doing that with?
Yeah, it's very like sexy baby vibes.
Yeah, sexy baby vibe. But which is also kind of like Britney Spears was a little. Like it was like kind of like baby young, like
she was
Disney
young.
Channel.
She was like 17, which is
Yeah.
wrong.
It is wrong. Yeah. What do you think about Sabrina's boyfriend, Barry?
They broke up.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh.
You heard it here first. They broke up.
What is it? Rat boy?
Rat boy summer. Yeah, he's definitely a rat.
He's not okay. I love a rat. Like I really do love a rat. My like vibe. I think up until Danny was like very rat boy.
Yes.
Super skinny, kind of pale, tattoos,
jeans,
like looking a little like underfed.
Yes, like an indie rock star that like
like Maddie Healy,
like
Maddie
chain
Healy
smokes and like
probably has like a one meal a day kind of like. But I don't think Barry's attractive. No. So I saw Saltburn, loved Saltburn.
I didn't see it.
Oh, so it's like good. Everyone was creeped out by it, and I was like, "This movie's amazing." It wasn't creepy. I mean, there were some scenes that were a little like, "Ooh," but it was fine. But he's like not cute at all to me.
Attractive,
but you know what? He goes completely naked in the last scene, and you can like see everything, and you're like,
"You get it now."
Rat boy
summer.
But anyway, her concert is in September in New York, and I'm going with a friend. The girls and the gays.
The girls and the gays
are going. So I'm so excited. I think she's going to be great. And she's actually really good live.
Yeah.
So.
I've heard good things.
Yeah. Okay. Darks is next. I'll go first for this one.
Okay.
So for Darks, I would say things have been going really well lately. Been having like a nice end to the summer, a lot less weddings and things. But Italian girl props. That hair, though. Needs to be off the bod.
Hair. Yeah.
I think girls can relate to this.
Yes.
Most girls. Definitely Italian girls.
Yes.
Girls like us. Not even just Italian, but like any of the cultures for the ladies with the dark hair and the coarse hair. We need this hair off the bod. I mean, it's just like laser revolutionized. Revolutionized. I got it. Correct. We got there. The way that women can live their life. I mean, like our generation, when we were young, going to like the pool, I would say in high school, going to the pool, going to the beach. I mean, it was a whole process, like shaving. And I eventually got into waxing, which is the most painful thing in my entire life. I have probably over 20 tattoos on my body. None of them have hurt as much as a Brazilian wax.
Yeah.
Like it is so painful. I'm the whole time laying there, legs open, sweating. Like I'm doing a full marathon. And it's like, she's talking to you and you are just like the whole time, shut the up, because you're like ripping hair off of my body in an area that shouldn't be touched by you. You shouldn't be near. I don't want you really near it. I'm then wondering like, do I look okay?
Yeah.
Do I
then why are you like, it is, I mean, I don't think that anyone needs to remove their body hair if they don't want to.
Sure, yes.
I do think it has like,
it's not even for the male gaze for me. Yeah. Like it just, I don't want it there. It's annoying. Yeah. What do they call it online? It's like high maintenance now for a low maintenance later or something.
Yeah.
That, you know, when like girls and TikToks like wake up, they have like a chin strap.
Oh, that's like so much.
It's like they have like the mouth tape. They have the full
hair in
the hair up in the silk bonnet with like the thing. I'm like, do you to look amazing? Because I'm sure you do, but
it's too much.
It's too much, man.
How do they not feel like they are being suffocated at night?
I know. You like wake up, you're like,
not for me. Like not for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my dark, I would say that, which is still kind of recurring, now that it's getting cooler outside, which is a plus for me because I hate the hot weather, but
we love the fall.
Still finding that motivation to work out and go to the gym. Like it is not something that I ever want to do, like ever. I do not want to be doing these things. However, once I do it, I feel a million times better.
Of course.
Like I
feel like this should just be your dark for like the entire next
rest of my life. Like
every
those of
day.
you who can wake up before work and work out.
No.
That's crazy.
Like a 5 to 9 before your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I hate those videos. They make you feel like such shit about yourself because you just don't like. I will never do that. I'm never gonna wake up at 5 a.m. to voluntarily like to do things unless I have to catch a flight or something.
No. I'm not a morning girl like at all. So not for me.
And the problem is if you want a life and you want to do something after work,
sure, like
you are like, okay, well, I work out or I go out, like, but that's the problem. So,
one good thing I don't ever want to go out.
if you like could choose, I always say this is like the game that I do with all my friends. Like, if you could choose having a personal chef every day, a trainer, so it's like isn't on the same kind of like topic, or like someone who does your makeup and hair every day, which one would you do?
Probably trainer.
Yeah. I think most
or
people
chef,
would.
Honestly.
Like, so you don't pay for them. They like come in every day. They like do it. You don't pay for it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then the trainer.
The trainer. Yeah. I think
Although
the same
the
with
chef
me.
might be good too because you're eating like healthy. Like,
yes, but to have someone literally come to you every day, like a celebrity trainer, come to you every day and be like, this is what you should do for your body type. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I go work out, but I don't actually know what's like good for my body. Because like, I'm not like a stick, but I don't want to like gain so much muscle. But I know that in order to really get like lean or like strong, but then also toned, you need to lift. So it's like, but then they're like, do cardio or do Pilates. And they're like, is Pilates only good for tall, skinny people? I don't know. Let's move into topic of the day. I think we're kind of all over the place with the topics. Oh, can you unlock that? But we definitely want to talk about I think the focal point really is going to be like transformation of your body, getting older, aging, that kind of thing. How we feel as women getting older, aging gracefully, all of that. So like, how do you feel and what does like aging gracefully mean to you? Like, I feel like we're just now starting to really think about this stuff.
Right. I mean, for me, I personally have never done, I don't think I will be doing any sort of Botox injectables or any sort of plastic surgery. However, I'm not against it for anyone. What's right for you is right for you, and what's right for me is right for me. I do think that growing up, thankfully, I had a mom who never spoke badly about herself or the way she looked or commented on her body, never got any sort of cosmetic surgery. So I think that did help in kind of how I perceive women of a certain age or how to age gracefully. I'm just also blessed that we have good genetics, and that my mom does look really good for being 60. But I do, I think there is an underlying like pressure to look younger. Everything is always about like getting rid of something. I want to get to a place in my life where I don't think that way. I'm still working on it currently. Like I have dark circles under my eyes or crow's feet or whatever. And we are still very relatively young. And I do think it comes with age that you get more comfortable and caring less and less what people think.
Yeah.
Which is something I did really care a lot about when I was younger.
Like, what age would you feel like was the age where you were like, I care so much about like these people and what they think about me? Like, held your value to what they thought about you?
Probably like 18. Yeah. Because like the transition of like going into college too. Because high school I was fairly a little awkward looking and still I was still a child.
Yeah.
And when I hit puberty, I didn't like necessarily like transform into like more of a woman's body. I looked 14 till I was like 20. Probably 22. But I think when I turned 18, it was more like, I'm going to put a little more effort into it because I'm going to college and I'm supposed to be like more, mature. Whatever.
And was it for like the male gaze, or was it just because all the like girls around you were doing that?
No, I don't think it was for, men. I could care less what they think.
See, that's like where you differ from a lot of, I think, girls in general. Like, I did so much back then for like boys to think I was like
cute,
cool and cute, and it's just so wild to like that I wasted my time worrying about.
I think I did too, but less about looks and more about like my presentation of myself, like my attitude or what I liked or disliked. Boys will think it's cool if you know about bands and like or whatever, but less about what I looked like.
Well, I'm total opposite, like in the sense of like I've started Botox. I've done a little bit of filler, and but the shift and what I'm happy about is like I'm doing it because that's what makes me feel good about aging. And obviously I wouldn't do it if it was like not safe, but I think it's just like I'm looking at these parts and I'm like, okay, this like I know if I just get like a little bit less of lines here, I'm just going to feel better about how my makeup sits or how I look in pictures or whatever. But what I'm proud of and what I think, like I was saying before, is like so much of what I was doing for so long was like so that I would look hot or like look good for like a guy, and like I get attention and I can flirt, and like of course attention and flirting is so fun when you're young and it's like all new and exciting and whatever, but I've realized that like really none of that matters. No. Like men are gonna like you if they like you, and if not, like screw them. Like they're not, it's not like they're putting in that much effort. They didn't really care. Like either they liked you because they actually liked you, makeup or not, or like whatever or not, or they didn't and they were just moving on to the next girl. Like and honestly, like I bet you half the time they didn't even
they don't even notice,
realize or
if you were to ask like a girl and a guy and you're in a room with them and then you take them out of the room and you ask the girl what the other girl's wearing, and you ask the guy what the other, the guy is not going to fucking remember.
They don't
give a shit.
The thing that they're going to remember probably is like your assets.
Yes.
Like that, or like a nice smile maybe. Sure. Or, like you have like colored eyes or something. Yeah. Like I just don't think that they really care. So I'm happy now that that's a little bit different. And I hope that like this younger generation dresses for the girls. Like there is so much, I mean, not in like a competitive way, but in just like oh my God, you have the coolest style. Like I'd love to emulate that. Or like I want to be like someone, creating my own clothing, like all these girls who are now doing that, or like going to vintage stores and like recreating old looks or something. So that's really nice. But I don't know, aging gracefully to me is like doing whatever you want. As long as you're doing it for you and you're not doing it just because
it does. It's almost like, at what point though, like, are you pushing the barrier where you're like changing your face
totally completely? Yeah, but do you feel like you like, because you love
old people like, do you feel like you glorify that? Because most people don't glorify old people
at all. Like I'm kind of scared of getting old.
Oh yeah, no, you mean I glorify old people, or I'm glorifying like getting old myself?
I don't know, I just feel like you really
have an appreciation.
You have an appreciation for like older.
It just, everyone that like these icons or these people that are now like in their 70s and 80s. When and especially when they write memoirs like Jane Fonda or Diane Keaton or whomever, they talk about age in such a way that you not necessarily might hear people talking about and how experience is really valuable. So I do like definitely glorify it and kind of like idolize it. But for me, like, it's something to look forward to. I don't want to wish my life away in any case. But everyone that you kind of hear from, at least in my experience, like they, care less and less as they get older, and that sounds amazing to me. Like that sounds amazing.
Yeah. I do want to talk about mourning. Morbid.
Mourning.
Mourning. No, like mourning who you were at the age that you're currently at. And I mean, so I have a lot of friends who look at old pictures of themselves, and I'm guilty of this too. Look at old pictures of myself, and I get really sad because not that I necessarily want to be that age again, and not necessarily that I want to experience the things that I've experienced. Like,
same.
I'm good. I did it. It was sometimes really fun, sometimes really bad. But I see like this youthfulness or my body or how like skinny I was and how I just didn't appreciate it at the time. Like, I always felt like I was the short kind of like, I was curvy. Like, I always thought I was like a little bit too chunky or like a little bit too big. And I look back and I was like a size 2 and 110 pounds. Like, and it feels almost like I'm mourning that person.
Yeah.
Because
or that body.
Yeah, exactly. Like, not even the person so much. Like, I have grown and I'm really happy where I'm at and proud of myself. But like, it's the body that is like, I look back and I like yearn, like crave for that.
I think that's how a lot of people feel. I definitely feel the same way. But of course, when you're 22, you don't know how good you have it. And that's why I do kind of have this appreciation for old people, because then, they're so much older than us. So it's like, I want to, like be able to look back on a certain age and be like, oh, wow, like I knew how good I had it and I felt that way. And I just don't think it's reality. Like,
so you don't think that when you're 70, you're going to look back and mourn being like our age, like 33.
Sure. But I don't think where I'm going to look back and say, I knew how good I had it. Like, I want to be more present and be able to say, okay, like, we need to be appreciative how we look right now. But I want to be able, I want to change my mindset and look back and say, you looked great, period. Like, instead of saying, I wish I looked like that. Because you're probably not going to.
I know. So
trying to change your mindset. If not changing your mindset, then at least saying it out loud, because that's kind of the first step. Like,
like speaking,
verbalizing it.
Yeah.
Putting it out there, even if you're not feeling it at the time.
Of like, I'm so lucky to just be able to like be awake. Like, I'm so lucky to just, I know, but that's hard. It's hard.
Very hard.
It's hard when you get the reminders. It's hard when you get like the pictures. It's hard when you get like, when you buy a new pair of jeans, size 6 or whatever it is, and you like can't, it's for some reason it's running small. And you're like, I literally wouldn't leave my house in this. Like, it is hard. But yeah, I think 30 was the turning point. I think you said that too. For me, like, it was like I turned 30 and it was like, whoa.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And and with age, I'm hoping that I will care less and less. So eventually.
Of course, yeah.
But right
now. So what are like what is what you want for yourself in that aspect of your life? Like, do you just, the older you get, the more that you just kind of say, this is how it is, and I accept and I love it?
Acceptance is really hard for me. Just accepting that, in the gratefulness, accepting that this is what I look like now. That's what I looked like then. Like, you have to compartmentalize the two.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, being able to be thankful for whatever, all of your abilities that you have. But right now, not so much.
Yeah.
As much as I want to be, not so much.
Yeah. And I think it's just like reminding yourself that like to give yourself that grace, even if you feel like you're not gracefully aging. Like it's not just like a linear experience. Like it's bumps and ups and downs, and it could be like your mental health, like your physical health will not always be something that you can, you know, you feel comfortable with, and how you look physically might not be something you're comfortable with, but like people who love you and like care about you are not going to change that because of you gaining 10, 15, pounds. 20 pounds. But yeah, it's just, I think that's just something we wanted to like talk about, is like how normal that is for you to, you know, get to a certain age after your teenage years, after your 20s, and be like, whoa, I really sometimes look in the mirror and don't
recognize myself.
I don't like what I see. And it's just a constant.
Yeah, I think mine's more about just feeling comfortable in your body in general. Yeah. Like I know, you know, maybe as much as I would work out and eat healthy, like I don't really enjoy those things. Like I love eating. I mean,
it's literally
to an extent. I'm not like eating fast food every day.
Yeah, but you live to eat. You don't eat to live. Yeah,
like
I'm the same.
That's my joy.
It's joyful. It brings people together.
Yeah, for me, it's a simple pleasure.
Yeah,
and I don't want to have to eat vegetables 3 times a day in order to be not that happy and a little bit thinner.
Yeah.
That's not worth it to me.
And it's like, I think it's just such an interesting process of growing up and getting older, of how it really stems from social acceptance, like wanting guys to look at you, wanting people to like you, wanting you to look good in photos. Okay, let's end this episode with the new taglines of the summer. Okay. It's almost the end of the summer anyway, so it doesn't matter. We're going into fall, but what's yours?
So instead of like brat summer, it's sarcastic girl summer.
That is you.
That's me.
Sarcastic girl summer.
Yeah.
SGS.
Everything's a joke.
My life.
Everything's a joke.
My work.
Like it's a joke. It's not that serious, you know?
It's a good one to remind yourself every day. Okay, and mine is Stumpy Girl Summer because we're 5 feet and we're thriving, ladies. We're 5 near midget
and under.
5 and under summer. Stumpy Girl Summer.
Love it.
She love it. Cool.
Overall, do whatever makes you feel good.
Yeah, like whatever. Everyone's getting older. That's the only thing that is inevitable in this life. You are going to get older, and then it's gonna be it.
Yeah, it's constant change.
But body, mentally, everything. Like own that shit.
Surround yourself with some good friends
and eat whatever the fuck you want.
Eat that meal. Get that bread.
Thank you for joining us.
And
catch us
wherever you get your podcasts. Like and subscribe below.
See you next time in the laundry room. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please subscribe and leave a comment on our YouTube channel at Dirty Laundry City. To also stay up to date with us and get all the behind the scenes content, you can follow Isabella and I on Instagram and TikTok, both at Dirty Laundry City. Special thanks to Nick Ciavata, audio production, Antonio Concepcion, editing, and Side Studio for graphic design logo creation.